Jay here for Stretford Paddock. This is Off the Bar. Do you think?
Ding it. I'm out over it now. Not doing it.
There we go. Thank you.
I'm shit with that.
That's Stephen Alson. That's Adam McCullough. And that's Joe Smith. This is brought to you by Green King Sport. Joe, I'm going to start with you. Been an all right week, hasn't it?
Been better on it.
Yeah.
Better than it was leading up to the last episode of this, where Steve, quite rightly, fed me a slice of humble pie, whereas now I've baked up a big batch of pie. And I'm going to see if I can use the aeroplane technique to get Steve to...
Why did you get on your knees when he was giving you that humble pie?
I didn't get on my knees. I got on my back, actually.
So
get over yourself. Yeah, you idiot.
What flavour is this pie if it's not humble pie? What is it? Optimism pie?
Optimism pie, a sort of a sense of belonging pie.
Right, is it giddiness after we played a fucking reserve Crystal Palace team midweek?
Just stop with you.
Pie.
Why have you
Palace are class, mate.
Rational.
For a little bit.
Do you know what I mean?
Realism.
Are you forgetting that this came on the back of a win over arguably the 18th best team in the Premier League?
Came on the back of what?
I mean, I'd argue the 19th, but you know.
Good.
Yeah.
I think they were doing all right.
I think we're class.
Do you know what? Yes, Adam. Right.
There we go. That's what we know. We know what
I think people need to stop. No, I'm being real.
Yeah, be real.
I'm being real.
Talk to me.
When we were shit, we had Christian Eriksen and McTominay, McNonymous in midfield.
Nice.
Casemiro breathing out his arse because he was running around spinning plates because those two couldn't be asked to run around and mark anyone. So you got Casemiro running around like a lunatic in there. Now he's chilling. You got Hannibal doing his leg work, and it makes you think, what was Eric cooking in the summer? Like he wanted to bring in Amrabat. He wanted to play Mainoo, who probably would have been in the position Hannibal's in now.
Yeah.
He wants to do all these things. That gives us energy immediately. And I've seen a lot of people getting onto like Rashford for criticising him for his pressing and all these things like that. And I get it. Sometimes you can find a clip and it looks really bad. But that's usually at the end of a game when we're 2-0 down. We've been battered. We've just been launching long balls at him, asking him to go chase him. And I think eventually the whole team kind of just goes, I can't be arsed with this now because we're getting battered. He's shit. He's hiding from people. And when you actually bring someone like Amrabat, Mainoo, Hannibal, these guys into the team, first of all, people that run. Second of all, decent footballers as well. I think that pressing and that midfield being good will be... It'll just spread throughout the team.
We've got like half a dozen real nice games as well, haven't we?
Yeah, I mean, this is a run of fixtures you'd want if you wanted to sort of get your act together.
Put up a load of wins, change the narrative a little bit.
Yeah.
I thought we were really good against Palace. Like, tactically, look, Palace were crap here and they left out all their good players. But, like, the way the team was moving off the ball, in and out of possession, Casemiro dropping in between the centre-backs,
the way we've started this
Diogo Dalot
season,
tucking in the middle. I thought there was a lot of positives. Go on.
They could have played Buckingham fucking Palace, right? And it still would have been, like, iffy whether we beat them
Prince Andrew in goal.
Corgi on the left wing. And we still
No, Prince Charles in goals because he's got them fat fingers.
Yeah,
you can't get gloves.
Fat fingers on it.
Yeah, you don't need gloves. He's like Ricardo.
Hey, Camilla's a centre half if ever I saw one.
Yeah, size 12 feet. But looking at the fixtures, like you said, we've got Palace, Galatasaray, Brentford, Sheffield United,
Prince Andrew's managing the academy. I
was going to say, do you know what?
We were waiting. Honestly, it was a tap-in. I think you could have done it better.
No one went for it.
But, you know, sometimes
you can't play for the under-18s, Andrew.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
God.
No, they've got a masseuse, for fuck's sake.
We don't have communal baths anymore, Andrew. I feel like that scene in, in between us when he comes in and he goes, oh, your legs. Prince Andrew in it.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Unless you want paying off.
No, I mean, Prince Andrew, if you want to sue me, feel free to sue me. I'll go to court with that and call you a nonce.
So just looking back at the fixtures.
We're sponsored by Green King.
So we've got Palace, Galatasaray, Brentford, Sheffield United and Copenhagen before the City game at the end of October.
Yeah.
If that can be, so what's that, 1, 2, 3, 4,
I think I've worked it out. Between now and March, we'll lose 2 games.
Go on.
Yeah.
Talk me through that then. There's the fixtures.
City away, Liverpool away, we'll lose them 2.
So City away, Liverpool away, we'll lose those 2. In the meantime, we also we've got Newcastle away, we've got Bayern at home.
Yeah.
Bayern at home don't count because we'll already be through.
Okay.
So we might lose that one, but it'll be because we're playing like...
That was because we drew in Bayern, right?
Yeah, we drew in Bayern. Yeah, that's true as well.
And we've got Chelsea.
We won actually in Bayern.
It sounds like it the way you're fucking going on.
You know why? Because Onana chucked one in and that penalty shouldn't have been a penalty.
We should have had a penalty.
And Martial was so good when he come off the bench.
Oh, here we go. Don't encourage it. I want to ask you something that's a bit more grounded in reality. Hannibal. We go early with these youngsters sometimes. We've all done it.
When?
Yeah. I don't want to start bringing up,
What, Borthwick Jackson or anything?
Borthwick Jackson and Phil,
Cameron Beckham Jackson.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of Borthwick Jackson.
I fully support what Steve said about him.
Don't Google what we said about Fosu Mensah.
What did you say about Borthwick Jackson?
I said I hadn't seen crossing like that since Beckham.
Yeah.
And he's been proven right. He's
He's
had
right.
a similar career.
Netflix actually put a bit on Cameron Borthwick Jackson.
Yeah.
in the doc.
In defence of me, right?
Levered out of his head.
Which I suppose
We haven't had anybody cross the ball since David Beckham. So the point stands. Like, there literally hasn't been someone that had that sort of cross.
I would be very disappointed if you hadn't doubled down. I'm glad you did.
No problem.
Yeah,
and
no
what
one
did you
does
say
it
about
better.
Fosu Mensah
Good lad.
before we move on?
Oh,
Black
sorry.
Brian Robson.
In fact, they call Brian Robson the white Fosu Mensah, to be fair. So
And-
he's got a point.
That baby there,
And,
you are the white him.
Like, do you know what I mean?
and if you look at their injury record, it's very
I know
similar.
about this before. I've never heard this before. How was that? Slips under my
Oh, we were 2 foot deep on the Fosu
and
Mensah
the
train.
Andres Pereira train was
That's
massive.
it.
Yeah.
Just-
We were on the Timbo train.
To be fair though, he was
On it,
so promising.
we made it and drove it. What are you on
Yeah,
about?
I
We
don't
weren't
know
on
how.
it.
Yeah, you were
To the point
brilliant.
where I saw Fosu Mensah at the Player of the Year Awards, and I went to shake his hand, and he knocked my hand away, and then bear hugged me.
See, that's nice.
Do you know what? We had such
I met him
moments,
outside Fulham's ground. We just beat Fulham. I think he was on loan there.
didn't we? Really?
He was
And
Wasn't that the
awful.
time that you saw Ed Woodward? And he avoided you?
Fuck Ed Woodward though.
This interview,
Always avoiding me, the little
always
bottom
promising
job.
an interview, but never delivering.
Not like him.
Wanker.
I know.
So we've gone early
Hannibal.
on
I want to
youngsters
ask him
in the
about Hannibal
past.
though.
Yeah.
And if we can, try not to. Well, don't get carried away if you want.
I think I said Angel Gomez might win a Ballon d'Or as well.
Well, he might do. He's
I
only
mean,
young. He's still
he's
got
going to
plenty
get
of
signed
years.
up by someone really soon.
Yeah.
Probably is, yeah.
Probably us.
We'll be like, give 100 mil for it.
I wouldn't be surprised if
We had him, you dickheads!
City signing, something like that. Man.
Probably be fucking mega.
He'll go to City and be the best player ever, or he'll come to us and be a waste of 100 million quid, and then we'll let him go on a free.
What evidence have you got of that apart from like the last 10 years of signings?
That's a good point. We're pleased to announce that this season, Off the Bar is sponsored by Green King Sport, where football is more than a game.
And here's the great thing, Jay. Green King Sport are showing every single televised Manchester United game for the 23-24 season. And with over 900 Green King Sport pubs across the country, whether you're in Manchester or Macclesfield or Milton Keynes, wherever you are, you can catch the game.
Keep an eye out during the season for events, offers, competitions and content that keeps you closer to the action.
And also, it's a massive game against Galatasaray this week. So if for whatever reason you're not in Istanbul at Rams Park to watch the game, make sure you check it out at your local Green King Sport pub. Make sure as well you click the link in the description and go and follow Green King Sport over on Instagram to hear more about those competitions extras that Jay was just talking about. Go and click the link.
Hannibal, are you getting excited? Are you going to say he's the Tunisian?
I think, you know what?
Duncan Edwards or
He
something?
could.
I don't know. What's the most
sound like
outrageous
something Steve
thing?
would say.
The most outrageous thing we could go out with.
Somebody
Yeah.
could say. I think, yeah.
Are we
That
going to
is
go
a-
there?
I think Hannibal's doing well. You know what it is as well?
No,
He's
fair
coming
enough.
through at a moment where we wouldn't have been surprised to see him leave in the summer.
Moment.
We wouldn't have been surprised. Oh, that's Martine McCutcheon, wasn't it? She was good, man.
Was
This is
she?
my
Really?
moment. She was class in EastEnders.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
let's
she's
get
all
that
right in
right.
Love Actually.
Tiffany in EastEnders, she was, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was. Didn't Grant go out with her? Yeah. And didn't he go out with her mum as well? Yeah. No.
Get in, get stuck in.
Shagger.
Yeah, I just think the timing could be perfect for Hannibal. He's had this international career. He's gone away. He's kind of matured there with them. He's been playing at Manchester United, going out on loan. Kind of felt like it was a point where maybe he leaves this
Yeah.
summer permanently. It could have
Don't
been.
like it, didn't it?
There was talk.
But
We
we
bought
look
him for
at-
10 million from Monaco.
Look at some of the sales we've had. Like, we're selling anyone for anything.
We were going to sell him at a loss.
Yeah.
Of course
At
we
one
were.
point.
What, think we're going to sell him for a
How much did we
profit?
buy him for? Was it like 8 million or something?
Like 10 million euros
Yeah.
at the time would have been about 7-8 million. And then I think it could be the perfect time for him. He's kind of knows it's his last chance. You can see it on the pitch. He's working his balls off. And that's the thing. If he doesn't quite have the quality on a day, which I think he does have in his locker, he's still got that work ethic. For me, he's ahead of McTominay in the pecking order.
100%.
And Christian Eriksen.
Oh my God, the
I don't know
level
about
that
Eriksen, I
McTominay's-
think he's 50-50, but definitely McTominay. He's leapfrogged him.
What
100%.
McTominay's done this season
Starting a game is ahead of Eriksen.
is an advert for going playing for fucking Dorking. Like, McTominay's been so fucking bad this year.
Yeah.
It's like McTominay was never, someone that was gonna control a game with the ball. He was never dictating play. He was never someone that had that sort of switch of play or breaking the lines kind of pass. But you could rely on him in a way that he would always put a shift in.
Yeah.
You know, he's got an actual elite, 5K time, and you could see that on the pitch at times as well because of the way that he played. This season,
What do you put that down to?
he's playing like fucking Berbatov
I
without
think
the
he's spat his
talent.
dummy out.
I think he spat his dummy out. I think he wanted to
rumours in
leave.
there that he's not
There was a
happy.
bid not accepted, but a bid made. What was it, 35 million? There's
For
rumours
West Ham went in for
West
him,
Ham.
yeah.
There was rumours of Newcastle before that. I think he saw a potential. I'm going to go fight for a European spot as a first choice midfielder for another team.
You think
Then
he
it didn't
wanted to
happen.
leave?
I think he wanted.
If
to
he
leave.
wants to leave, he's gone.
I don't think that
I
that's the
don't
case.
think the club accepted
Because why else is it? Like you said, the one thing you could always guarantee with Scott McTominay was physicality, was running, was getting stuck in. He liked a bit of quality, but he would go for it. And this season, the amount, not just the clips that you see, but just watching him play minute by minute.
Nah, but he does this a lot, though.
His heart's not there. The
He does this a
physicality's
lot
not
though,
there.
man.
Do you
He's
think?
always done this where he just hides behind people.
Well,
man.
no, that's
Just say,
a
this is
different
his
thing.
defender. He's
in possession.
He does that.
million
That's a
percent.
different thing. But out of possession,
Yeah,
he's
he'd always
he's
put a
working.
shift in.
following the mic around.
That's why he averages like 28 passes a game or 35 passes a game.
Bro,
Something ridiculous.
Amrabat's had more touches on the ball than him in one game than he did all season.
But that's what I mean. But that's a separate issue. That
Nah,
was always, that was
embarrassing that is.
that was
bro.
a limitation
It
he
should be.
had
It should
with
be
his game.
embarrassing.
But the one limitation he didn't have was trying hard. And
McTominay
now
gave,
that
me a
seems to
great,
be an
gave us a
issue.
great moment, yeah. That moment just before lockdown, one of the best moments we've ever had in football, yeah. Like seriously, when you knew it was about to lock down and you looked around and you went, oh my God, look at Old Trafford, it's amazing.
People were hugging
One of the best
people and
moments
looking at
ever.
each other going, are we allowed to do that?
Yeah,
and then
fuck
carry on
it.
doing it anyway.
Just
And then
get your tongue in there. Yeah. Like, but that's it, bro, it's done. Like this experiment or whatever it is not good enough. And it's a shame because we keep... It's not our fault he's starting. So then you go, all right, he's not good enough. Like, every time he starts, you're like, he's not good enough. It's proven there. And people keep going, oh, it's class for Scotland. Great stuff, bruv. We don't get to play who Scotland get to play.
Can he not do anything for us? And he played against Burnley the other day and he was
Well, I think
okay-ish.
Bro, he wouldn't start for Burnley.
Okay.
what we need is for him to, for whatever, if it is an attitude thing, if it's
It's
a
not an
fitness thing,
attitude. I
whatever.
don't think his issue is his
But he's
attitude.
not been this bad before, man.
I think his
I'm
attitude
with
has got
Steve.
him to
I
where he
think
is.
Brighton and Bayern Munich were his two worst games in a United shirt ever.
No.
Like, I
Yeah.
genuinely
I've
think...
seen him have carbon copy
honestly,
performances.
right,
I've seen him
I
make-
think in
I think he's been
possession,
better.
Yeah, I've seen him make more mistakes. I've
in
seen him lose
possession,
the ball more.
I've had my hair pulled out with him, but
Yeah.
out of possession, he would always,
Yeah.
cover, put a shift in, run hard.
He's never
But he's
been
not
the
doing
guy.
that.
He's got referees
You know what he does a
beating him
lot?
for pace.
He'll run
Now that
towards him.
referee runs
He
10k
does it
park
a lot.
runs.
Oh, well, that's
He
fair.
does it a lot where he
Once.
runs towards a player and he looks like he's got them, and then he kind of runs past them, and it's like, hold on, you were just there. Where are they gone? Like, isn't no. And I get what you mean. Sometimes he had a little bit more enthusiasm, a little bit more energy.
But Hannibal's definitely overtaken him for sure.
I don't think that's even a discussion at the minute.
just-
It's not good enough.
The
It's
Hannibal
not
thing,
good enough.
when we talk about the work rate and stuff, and then obviously I know referencing Ralph Ragnick's ideas isn't necessarily the most popular thing
Gegenpress.
to do as a
Someone
United
told
fan.
me.
But there's a reason why Ralph Ragnick likes players on their first or second contract, because that sort of work ethic, whilst it should go without saying, it doesn't. Like loads of players, as they get older, they get jaded, they've had 2 or 3 moves, they've got injuries, you aren't able to run 12.9 kilometres a week anymore. So I think that his youthful exuberance is actually a very good quality in and of itself, even though it seems like, well, I could run hard. Players don't always, and I think having players like that in the squad pick other people up with him, and I think he'll
Well,
get
it's
games
like having
because of that.
Fred with better technique.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Fred did have that, to be fair.
Yeah.
He was one of the few players under Ragnick who actually
I
like
don't get why we didn't keep Fred and let McTominay go.
Have you seen some of the fucking skills that Fred's found
I
in
presume.
Turkey?
Was it like...
No, but we got off a
Fred move-
double for McTominay.
But did the Fred money offer come in first? I don't know. Is that not like, this offer's here?
No,
it's on
because
table?
the West Ham thing came really early, didn't it?
No,
It was like a
No, I
combined.
don't know if there was the actual...
It came before
offer.
Fred was gone, though.
Well, maybe
Right.
we'd already spoke to Fred in March and told him he could.
Oh, so he had 1 year left on his deal. Maybe it was like, you know what? he's
It's
still
sad
in
because
his-
I like when if McTominay was mint, he's perfect.
I know.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
No, I get you.
And it's sad because every time he plays, you end up going, oh, this guy, man.
Yeah.
It's
he's
not
not
nice
good
hating
enough.
on him, but you got to be honest.
I don't
about
hate him.
performance. No, but you got. To be
I just
honest
hate
about
when he
his
starts.
performances, Yeah, it's just for me.
It's like, I don't
yeah,
hate him.
Not good enough.
I don't hate him. There's a lot, you know what I mean? I don't hate him. I just hate when he starts for Man United. Do you know what I mean?
You like him if he was at another club.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, you wouldn't hate him.
Do you know what
I don't know.
I do know what I mean.
I know. I kind of get what you mean.
You don't have an issue with him as a man.
As a person.
But playing for Man United isn't a good thing.
Yeah.
I've seen you on the mix zone shouting McSauce to him. Going, high five, McSauce, McSauce! Oh, he didn't hear me. Don't matter. Get him next time.
Defo heard me.
As he side-eyed you.
I didn't shout McSauce at anyone. I'm a grown 30-year-old man.
Yeah.
I'm a 30-year-old man, Jay.
You are, yeah.
Okay. Anyway, we've come
Why
out
are you pulling stupid faces, bro?
It's the only face I have.
Yeah. Garnacho.
Skeptical.
Garnacho.
It's like you're constantly pressed up against the window.
He's done well.
Yeah.
Already people saying, do you want Rashford start Garnacho now?
They were saying that
Garnacho's
anyway.
a great sub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that his role in this team?
I think the reason...
The starts he's
go
had
on.
this year has been shit. Let's be
Yeah.
real. Outside of Palace.
Yeah.
The start of the season, he was shit. From the start.
You'd put out about his decision making.
Off the bench.
I think the reason that he's a bench player, or not necessarily a bench player, a sub, is because he's got one method, and that is sprint at the defender, try and go past him and score, or try and go past him and put them, which is great when they're tired and you need someone to be direct because we're inevitably not winning the game after 75 minutes. But when from the start, he can just tend to lose the ball over and over and over again, and you get countered and you lose possession. I think he's the typical a youngster who's raw, who needs to learn when to cut back and just give the ball back to Luke Shaw or whoever it is who's playing left back, Harry Maguire or Lee Grant or whatever. But like his decision making is just a little bit immature still. I think he doesn't have that. Like, right, I can't go forward here, I'm going to have to come back. He just goes forward every single time. And I think sometimes that means we're losing possession.
He does need to pick out a pass
Yeah.
as well, get his head up a bit.
Yeah.
But for a 19-year-old, he's
You know what I'm
amazing.
concerned about there, yeah?
Go on.
There's a list of players' names we're going to talk about there.
Yeah.
There's no fucking Johnny Evans. What's wrong with you pricks?
Don't need to talk about him.
Yes, we do.
No, we don't.
How good is Johnny Evans?
Are you feeling like proper smug now?
Mate,
Because
all I say,
I ain't gonna lie
give
to
him
you.
the armband again.
Yeah.
The armband again.
At 2 o'clock or whatever it was on Saturday, when that team was announced, my phone was in a meltdown from all my group chats,
Apart from
Twitter, and this one little lone warrior here who was like buzzing
on his knees.
Hey, whipping out his picture of him and Johnny Evans again, making that his Avi on Twitter.
I cut Steve out.
Cut his Steve out, yeah. Hey, messaging Johnny Evans on Instagram. Go on, Johnny.
Love you,
Proud
John.
of your son.
Love you, John.
Johnny Evans actually said he loves me. So.
Do you want him to play every week now, or do you want him to never play again so the lasting memory is a good performance?
Surely never again.
Yeah,
after that, because
yeah.
there's no fucking way.
He scored at the Stretford end.
He nearly
He
scored
would have
twice.
scored at the Stretford end.
I know.
Goal and assist. That pass to Bruno. It's like Kevin De Bruyne or something.
Yeah,
Better.
Paul Scholes.
Better.
It's like
Daily
Kevin
Blind.
De Beckham.
It was Daily Blind, wasn't it?
No, it was better than that.
It was Daily Blind to Van Persie. It was almost the exact same pass.
It was like Beckenbauer.
Yeah, David
was like-
Beckenbauer.
it was-
The
it was-
ultimate player.
David Beckenbauer.
Yeah, the ultimate player.
It was Borthwick Jackson levels,
It was.
if we're being brutally honest.
I haven't
That's
seen,
how
I
good
haven't
it
seen a
was.
cross like that at United since Cameron Borthwick Jackson.
I haven't.
I just haven't.
It's that good.
It was that incredible. Right, we have some very special news, a huge announcement. We teased it yesterday. We have another live show coming up. We are going back to Dublin for another live show. We loved it so much last time, we had to do it again. It will be the 28th of December in Dublin. So if you're around, click the link in the description, get your tickets, come and join us. It's going to be us four with a live podcast. And Jay, we've got a bona fide Manchester United legend.
Do you know what,
joining
right?
us.
We've all done it. We've used the word legend.
Yeah.
A little bit loosely. Is the United legend who played 6 times for the club or whatever? We've all done it. We're guilty of it. But this is a legend. This is a guy.
Hundreds and
Multiple league titles.
Multiple leagues. Won the lot.
Yeah.
Some amazing moments for Manchester United. And when it gets announced who he is, because we can't announce it yet, we're going to announce it sooner or later, you're going to be like, no, they weren't.
One
they
of the
weren't
most
lying. They
viral
weren't lying.
football moments before going viral was a thing
Exactly.
as well.
Well, which one?
On this
There's
man.
so many
Exactly.
to choose from. I don't even know which
Exactly.
one you're talking about.
Exactly.
But he's going to be joining us in Dublin anyway. So us four are going to be there and the legend. So we need you to come down, support us.
Get your
involved.
tickets, get your Guinness, get your gear,
Yeah.
and we'll be there.
Let's talk about Mason Mount.
No 007.
People had written him off as a United player
you
after
did-
2 games.
Talking of cheerleading, you were all for him signing,
Which
weren't
is
you?
not like you,
on
Steve.
your channel.
And
Me
I
and,
like
him,
to
me
see
and you went
this.
toe to toe on this.
Actually, like excited and interested in.
I'm
what
always
United
excited.
signed.
You sold him
It's
to
on
me.
my face.
Yeah,
He was
That's
really good the other
exciting.
day. I know you.
You
were.
like Mason Mount?
He loves him.
Go on, why?
Because I think he's a good player.
No, but
That's ridiculous.
I'm asking you.
A
as the
ridiculous
audience.
reason. What's that? What's the matter?
I'm,
with
I'm pretending to be the audience here, Steve. You know,
Oh,
we're
right.
professionals at this.
Right.
Sometimes.
cut that out. I don't know. I just saw a lot of characteristics that I think make a good footballer, and he's well-rounded.
Yeah.
I think there's the defensive tenacity elements to him. He played like 3 different roles against Palace. I saw him pop up on the right, which is somewhere I think you might see a bit more of him while we've got
It's a necessity.
issues
Yes.
on the right-hand side. I saw him coming collecting the ball from deep. I saw him hovering around the D as we were getting the ball into the box. And I thought, it's a really good position to pick up. I still don't fully know. I thought, and I was wrong on this, when I did the how I think he fits in, I still always wanted us to bring in a number 6, and obviously we did end up getting Amrabat in late in the window. More of an 8 than a 6, but the point stands.
Yeah.
The way I see Mount playing, I was like, I think you've got the opportunity to play him off the right, or play Bruno off the right and play him central. You've got the opportunity to play him and Bruno in a De Bruyne and Silva sort of 2 creator kind of system. I don't think you can do that on the evidence of the last 4 or 5 weeks, though, that Casemiro could be the single pivot in behind them for that. Maybe you could with Amrabat because of the legs. Maybe. But I think gone are the days that's our best 11. And I want to see Ten Hag start tailoring his side to the opposition a little bit more. Not every week. And we've got to be honest with ourselves here. Some people in the comments are immediately going to go, we shouldn't do that. We should just turn up and beat people. Okay, and City do that. They are at the peak of world football at the moment, and that's the privilege that you get. Manchester United back in the day, there would be 2-3 teams a year that we might tailor our squad to. Everyone else, we're just going to turn up and beat Manchester United. You got to be real with yourself and say, we ain't that yet. But having a Mount, an Amrabat, a Casemiro, a Bruno, and then having Hannibal and Mainoo and people like that on the periphery of that, and even Eriksen in the mix, that's like 7 into 3.
Yeah.
You select the right tool for the job, rather than just picking up a worn-up spanner like we did last season, where it was like, well, it's you 3 again.
Yeah.
Off you pop.
It does feel like we've got options now.
And
In
these
midfield,
players as
definitely.
well, Amrabat, Mainoo, Mount, just all these new players that come in, Reguilon even, they fucking want to be here, bro.
Yeah, big time.
Like, you can tell, like,
Hojlund as well.
and that spreads throughout the team, that spreads to other players. Like, if you're Marcus Rashford, for example, he's been getting a lot of the stick, and you're leading the line and you're frustrated and you've had a bad day, and everyone behind you looking back at the pitch and like, fucking hell, he's crap. Eventually you go, you know, it's bad, but eventually I can't be asked to press. If you've got Amrabat and Mainoo and Mount and all you just
we saw that though to a certain
people,
degree when Bruno came into the team. Do you remember?
Yeah.
We were struggling. He came in and his levels were like, and he was shouting at, I remember his debut at Wolves, shouting at Jesse Lingard, make that run for me, shouting at his teammates, getting them going. You had players coming back from injury and everyone's like, hang on a minute, the atmosphere around here is a bit different. You've got a player who's up for it, let's join in. Now you've got 2 or 3.
Amrabat did it straight off the bat. He came on, went, this is how fast I play. Fucking get up to speed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see that the other day with against Burnley? I hate to go back to Scott again, but Johnny Evans spent 90 minutes going to him. Stand there now.
Maybe he needs a bit of that.
Yeah, go stand over there.
And it's good to, you know what, maybe we need more players like that.
He was even going like,
who need tell him what to do, but you've got a bit of a voice, because sometimes we're too quiet as a team, I think. So anyway, another player we've not spoken about because he's been injured, but you expect him to come back into the fold in some way, is Kobe Mainoo. Steve.
The saying is back after
Black Brian Robson.
Black Brian Robson.
Not again.
We go again!
We will find a Robbo.
Another one. He's kind of like leapfrogged a lot of his contemporaries, because he was in the academy team when he was 15, 16. He's coming to the first team.
There wasn't
like Zidane and
wasn't
Savage were
the hype.
He's
and I like this.
Got in ahead of them.
I like that there was an external hype about him, and he's kind of just popped up, and people knew about Mainoo, right? It's not a like, fucking hell, has he just turned up on trial on Tuesday, got in the game, and by Saturday he's in the first team? It's not that. Obviously, I think he's featured quite heavily for England, so it's not a massive shock. But the kind of underground ways he sort of leapfrogged, like you said, some of the bigger names, some of the ones that were getting maybe a little bit more attention, has been great to see. And when you watch him play, I love how composed he is. I love the maturity and the game intelligence, like the football brain that he's got. Isn't an 18-year-old kid's.
No.
It's who the fuck have you downloaded? Like, this is...
I wouldn't be surprised if, last year, the manager saw Cobby in training sessions and stuff and's gone,
That's why he was...
I'm working with this kid till next year.
Right.
I'll get him ready for
Yeah.
them. Remember at the end of the cup final, we spent about 10 minutes just yapping into his ear and talking to him.
Yeah.
All those kind of things. And it makes you think like maybe he's coming, he's seen him, he's gone, he's the player for me.
Yeah.
But he's not quite ready yet. Now I'm going to make him download all this data that I've got. Just keep dumping data dumps into him.
Yeah.
Just keep playing him behind closed doors. And
Yeah.
And now we've probably seen, we would have hoped to have seen it at the start of the season, and now we have to take that step
he had
back.
Declan Rice on a fucking
Yeah,
lead.
the balance of
You
him
can't
and
ignore that. I know
Casemiro
it's a
as
friendly,
pair,
but
that worked, should I say? I know it's like you said, it's only friendly, but you've got Mainoo sort of it's more energy, but like you said, this weird thing of on the ball and off the ball, he's got this sort of stillness and calmness about him that you don't expect, especially from a midfielder coming through the
Do
academy
you
as
think
well.
we would have signed Amrabat if Mainoo stayed fit?
I
And
hope
if so,
so,
where
genuinely.
does that mean?
I think so, just
What
to
does that mean when
replace
they're back?
the outgoing Fred more than anything.
and also we didn't really spend any money, did we, on Amrabat? I know it's like a loan with a.
Oh my God, what a
options and
bargain he is, by the way, if we get him for
Hey,
what?
man played left back.
I know.
Hey, by the way, how
Slotted
bad must
straight in.
Shaw's injury have been? Because when he missed that time, it was like, oh, Shaw's out, he'll be back soon. Oh fuck.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was like, hey, by the way,
Uh-huh.
let's get a replacement left back in.
Well, the same December.
And now let's play a midfielder at left back because our replacement left back's
No,
injured.
Reguilon's class, you know.
I know he's mint. I'm just worried
What-
the fact that he's injured
Who
now.
the fuck
Alvaro
is
Fernandez
he?
must be sitting there going, fuck!
Well,
What? You see, when someone just wants to play for Man United,
mate.
and he comes out and he's like running around and that.
He's been close to man of the match every time he's played.
Yeah.
Apparently, that I was chatting to a Spurs fan. We've got the full video coming out at some point, but they were saying that one thing he just does every single game is that. That's not like he's showing off because he's just got a new job. Like he is almost maybe to a detriment at times. He can be a bit sort of over exuberant, not playing it
If
cool.
you notice how
But
often
his
you
work
see
rate is just
him
insane. apparently.
tracking his winger
Yeah.
across the pitch.
He did it
now.
against Bayern, didn't he? Where he literally goes
my
to the
worry,
right back.
my worry for that is a good team,
Yeah.
like a
Switches
Bayern,
that.
goes, we're going to give Jay the ball. Jay's going to get clamped by Reguilon, take him inside, and we're going to overlap down his side, and not a problem. So you got to watch that. You can account for that if Amrabat's going to go, cool, no problem. I'll slot in there and watch for whatever's
Rashford
coming.
or whatever.
Well,
But it is interesting
let's be
how
honest,
we're playing,
It'll be fucking
like-
Amrabat, not Rashford.
Because I assume we'll play Amrabat there again against Palace. I assume.
Maybe we were looking at the preview. We had the logo in there and Lindelof at right back. That was maybe.
But surely you go below Reguilon if it's.
No, we think Reguilon might be injured. That's
Is he injured now?
He came off against Burnley, didn't he? We don't know. So at the time recording this, I don't know.
No, he was
but
ill. The
He
manager
came off
said he
against
was
Burnley.
He was ill, but he was holding his hamstring. So
ill hamstring.
Yeah. He had
The hamstring-
he had a
sneeze.
sickness.
the hamstring's got a
His
cough.
hamstring's caught a cold, bit of man flu in my
His hamstring
hamstring.
went.
Yeah. But like you were saying, Macca, there, when you've got like Reguilon, the way he plays, the enthusiasm, Hannibal, the enthusiasm, Amrabat, the enthusiasm, and you throw in Rasmus Hojlund, who again has come into this team
You
full
can
of
take
beans.
bad
Got to be
results,
worried
can't
now.
you?
Martial's back in the goals, though, and
You
Erasmus.
can take
Back in the goals, really?
Back in the goal.
See that
In the
finish?
goal?
over there?
Yeah, I did see
It
that
was
finish.
genuinely a good finish.
It was.
In the goal.
Yeah.
You can take a team underperforming if they're putting in the sort of shift of that, innit? It's when you're getting outrun and you go, lads, the fucking minimum you
Yeah.
expect is a bit of graft,
But
innit?
then when
Yeah.
you notice that it's McTominay feeling sorry for himself and Christian Eriksen chasing shadows, just
Well, that's it. One's unwilling and one's incapable, aren't they?
Yeah, that's basically it.
I
innit?
think, yeah.
Like,
I know Eriksen's,
I know
getting on a
Casemiro's
bit,
horrible at that point as well.
but I do think that Eriksen's not that old to say how knackered he gets how quickly.
No, he's not
Joe,
knackered. It's
Joe,
speed.
Joe.
He's got no speed.
He fucking died.
And
You can allow him a little bit of fucking.
Can't even stop him from saying that.
But that's what I was going to say.
accurate, it's true.
I was going to say that because do you know, like people talk about when they've got a broken leg or they've had a broken leg or whatever, and they say, whenever they're going for that sort of tackle, it flashes through the head and
what
maybe
happens
you
with your
don't go.
life.
Isn't he
into
wearing a
the same way.
pacemaker?
Yeah,
No.
he is.
Right, so he's wearing a pacemaker.
But that's what I'm saying.
I
I
reckon
think
United
he's better
sports
off
science, maybe, but like, I would be. I'm still scared for him now.
You don't remember when we had Fabrice Muamba on
Yeah.
the brew, and he was like,
I have the
"I'm
same
kind of
pacemaker."
surprised that he's playing football."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Like,
I bet there's probably part of him, and rightfully so, that when you're
just
in those
forget whatever is going
last
through your
30
mind.
minutes-
I
Who
don't
do you
really
think
know
is
what
more
it was.
sprint
surprised
after
right
sprint.
now when they're on the pitch? Johnny Evans at Man United or Christian Eriksen?
I think the guy.
One of them was at the gates, bro.
Yeah.
Was
I
at them
think
pearly
Christian
gates.
Eriksen's probably
At
more
the gates,
surprised.
he had a
Johnny
ticket.
Evans was at the gates at West Brom.
They fucking rang his name.
Yeah.
He was walking up.
He was queuing up for the buffet.
He had Tony B going to him. You gotta come inside.
Yeah. I don't want to.
Imagine any time he does fitness work with the team.
Yeah.
I reckon the fucking doctor has to show up.
Yeah.
I reckon the sports scientist. I reckon he's got a chest strap on and some a laptop is sitting there watching it. And as soon as he gets over like 155, someone's like, take a seat. I reckon he's probably not even capable of getting back to a full level of fitness. A full proper
Imagine
cardio
training,
session.
Christian Eriksen goes down with a little knock on his ankle and 6-7 medical staff.
Well, you know everything's not right.
Do you know what? Someone's going to walk past him, flick him in the balls, he's going to fall down, everyone's going to shit themselves. He's going to be, not again!
Remember when Brandon Williams went to fight him, then gave him a hug when he realised it was? When you've got Brandon Williams panicking, you know that it's not
So,
great.
look, Eric, like I said, he's incapable. His football intelligence is never in doubt. But
you reckon he gets DLA?
You can't... What?
Disability living allowance.
You've got a mobility
I think it's
scooter.
all universal credit now. It's all the same. Comes under the same umbrella.
I don't think, nor do I want to be the reason why he ends up fucking like relapsing on it. Like, I think he's going to have a role in the team. It's going to be a reduced role in the team. What he did last season, still to this day, is fucking nuts when you think about what happened.
Yeah, I couldn't agree
Yeah,
more.
we're playing two players that shouldn't be playing anymore for Man United. Johnny Evans is like...
There's a combo that works with Eriksen.
We've not spoken about this, me and you. I think I've spoken about it with both of these two, right? But, like, obviously, we nearly came in our pants when we saw Johnny Evans.
I mean, I did.
Okay, you did. I just...
He came in your pants.
Equally, I think Johnny did as well. So it's
and Johnny did, yeah. So, yeah, it was a nice little moment. We was fucking well excited. And the conversation that we had with him as well, like, he didn't have a fucking clue if he was getting kept on.
Yeah, he was like, I don't know.
talk us through, just remind everyone who doesn't know, because you saw him.
Yeah, because back then we didn't really want to say because he was like...
Yeah, I mean,
only see him
we're
like
in a hotel, bumped into Johnny Evans, and how did it go down?
Johnny recognised us.
Yeah.
So by name and everything, called us over.
So he
Started
calls
chatting
you
to him.
over.
Yeah. Well, he never called us over, but like, Adam, Steve,
Yeah.
went over, started chatting to him. And then I'm just like, what are you doing here? He's like, what are you doing here? We're like, we're fucking staying here, mate. You're stuck with us. And then we were just saying to him, you can't leave us now, you know. Like, obviously I'm joking when I say that. Like, Johnny Evans leaves, it's not the end of the world anymore, you know what I mean? It's not 2013. I was like, you can't leave now, you do know that. And he's like, yeah, I'm trying to get a
Well, that's what we said. I'm
here for 4 or 5 weeks.
What's happened?
Because he said he was replacing, who was it?
Who didn't go?
One of the kids got injured, and he goes, I'm just here replacing him. And he's proper...
Was it Will
Yeah,
Craig?
it was Bennett, Reece Bennett.
Yeah, he goes, I'm here just to replace Reece
Really?
Bennett. And we were like, he's not staying.
Well, it looked like the first announcement was like
definitely
those
staying
two
at Man
friendlies, wasn't it? Wasn't even all the friendlies. It was like
No,
he was
he
going to play
literally
the two
said
friendlies.
those
Yeah, because it was the fact that he
Training
came on.
session.
That's what we said to him. Is like, oh, you've made it on the tour then, because he was meant to just do. Was it like Leeds and Leon?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
something
And
like
so
that.
he's ended up on the tour. So we're like, fucking hell. And then we're like, sort of joking, really, like, you're gonna get a fucking deal or what? And he was like, I have no idea. He goes, literally, because I think we might have said to him, what are you going to do for a club next year? And he was like, I don't know. I just.
And then I was going, so you can get your coaching badges maybe here? And
He was like, I've trained.
I
He goes, I trained for a bit of
I'm the
fitness. The manager's asked me to stick around for these games because Reece Bennett's, I think he did his hamstring or something before he went. And he's like, I'll just see how it goes. And then we spoke to him.
in the tournament, so it would have been...
I don't know which game
towards
it
the
was.
end of the
It's Vegas,
tournament.
wasn't
Was it Vegas?
Would
It
have
was
been
after
towards...
Vegas.
We spoke to him twice, but the time more in depth when he kind of thought it might be happening was Vegas, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was a little where he came over and he...
Oh,
he said
yeah,
goodbye
and the United media team were flapping.
Were there? Like he
yeah.
came over.
No, because
they were panicking. What's
we
he
get
saying?
told-
What's he telling them YouTubers?
we get told, you're going to have a chat with Pillistri, so you can't bother any of the other players. And then the players come over to us.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Tom Heaton and Johnny Evans come
But
over
he
to
says
us.
you can talk to Pellistri, but you can't ask him about his future.
That's what they said to us when it was Brandon Williams.
All right,
So he said
Gary.
about his future.
So didn't we not even interview him? I think we just left it, didn't we?
We just said, what do you think of the fans? We went, "That sound.
So then we stood off to the
Nice
side. I think
good chat.
we just stood off to one side. And like I said, yeah, Tom came over, Johnny Evans came over, somebody else came over as well, didn't they?
Was it Jaden?
Yeah, he did actually, yeah. Wan-Bissaka was waving because he must have fucking realised who he was after this. Cause
Yeah, but Johnny Evans anyway.
but yeah, even then, yeah, so we were like...
Do you stand by your tweet that did the rounds a few years ago where you said Johnny Evans is better than Lindelof?
Yeah. better than Harry Maguire. I told you this in the summer.
On tour,
you did tell me that in the summer. I didn't believe you.
On tour,
Do you
the performances
believe
they had on
I think
tour.
the evidence speaks for itself.
Hold on. Sorry, finish the story in a minute.
I'm not apologising to you
Am I
two
right?
every time I'm on here. This
Am
is
I right?
becoming a
Am I
trade
right
now.
then? Johnny Evans, better than Harry Maguire.
Some would argue that you're not wrong.
So on tour, his performances were a bit fucking shit.
Wrexham game.
But I told you he was just getting warmed up.
Yeah, I saw that Wrexham game and I was like, he can't be playing for United anymore. This is
got
embarrassing.
roasted by who was it?
Paul Mullen.
Paul Mullen.
Paul Mullen got injured
And then
and the
Bishop
kid
went,
came
"All
on
right,
and
fuck
replaced him.
Here's a blessing
Did him
for
as
you.
well. And I'm like, nah, this isn't good.
Do you know that Paul Mullen's
barely League
still
Two.
in LA somewhere?
What?
Is he actually still over there?
Well,
in
he
hospital.
wasn't up until about 2 weeks ago.
Not in hospital.
I don't know.
He's
but-
punched the lung, isn't he? He can't
Yeah.
fly.
He's joking.
No,
What,
what,
because
not
the
joking
pressure in
face.
that?
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
Oh, imagine that. Your lung just starts going.
I'm sure he's all right. I'm sure Ryan Reynolds has put him in a nice holiday inn
Yeah,
somewhere.
he'll be well looked after
hell.
there.
But like his performances on tour were pretty bad, and then
But the manager
did we
mentioned a
not
few
speak to
times
him?
they were really good in training, didn't he?
They fucking must have been because they weren't
Really good.
They weren't
Really
what
good
all of us
training.
were seeing.
Hey, you
But I
wanna
did
see
think
him
the
in training.
game against...
Did we not speak to him in Ireland?
Yes, we did. We seen him briefly. We spoke more to Tommy in Ireland.
So
It was the
did he
last
not-
game in Vegas.
I'm trying to work out because
People
I've been
just ended
telling
the
everyone
conversation.
since the fucking tour. I've been telling everyone that Johnny Evans was getting a year-long deal. So when it came out like a week ago, wasn't it? You remember?
Yeah.
It was like Johnny Evans was getting. I was like,
Yeah, we knew that.
but I don't think Johnny told us.
He's top earner at the club as well, which I think is
It's
much
fair.
deserved.
600 grand a week.
Some performance,
Probably right.
performance
Just to
related
play-
play.
Surprised we hadn't given him a 4-year deal, to be honest with
Just
you.
to play devil's advocate slightly on this, and I love Johnny Evans, of course.
Go on.
You know, obviously,
you're
on
just
one hand,
You're
we've got-
just pretending.
Our
on one
group
hand,
chat says
on one hand,
otherwise.
we've got the Palace game. On the other hand, the Arsenal game.
That was the
Where
Arsenal
he's-
game.
that didn't count.
Nah,
That wasn't
it's
even him
bullshit.
that
It's
kept
bullshit.
getting
What are you
skinned and
even
maybe
doing?
cost us
Nah,
that
what are you
last goal at
doing?
the end.
Hello? Yeah, he's trying to blame Johnny Evans now.
What are you on about, Johnny Evans?
He did get skinned a couple of times, one-on-one.
you
People
think-
going past him. And then he
You
did...
think the plan with Johnny Evans was to make sure he's on the pitch for the last 15 minutes at Arsenal
I'm not saying
away?
that was the plan, but what I'm saying is, if we are to declare someone our best player, should we maybe look at his entire body of work rather than just the
No,
one against the
because-
relegation candidate?
That's not what we do it.
Okay, sorry. Because that still, to me, pointed to... I like Johnny Evans, but I think this idea of him
was
being
about
like...
to, that's what I was
Is he-
about to make the point.
Is he
of.
above Maguire in the
Against
pecking order?
Burnley?
No.
Yes,
Yeah,
he
he
is.
is. He is.
Against Burnley, when he
As soon
came
as
on,
Johnny
it was
Evans-
perfectly set up for him.
All right.
Because we kind of started
So we need to unlock Johnny Evans, is that what it is?
But that kind of situation was perfect.
We're going to sign Morgan Schneiderlin again, aren't we?
As soon as Johnny Evans started being nice to us, you know how it goes down on this channel. We're not even going to pretend.
I like
No,
him.
We're not
no.
going to pretend.
But he is above Maguire.
I love Johnny Evans before he was lovely.
You did.
The thing is,
I
that-
remember when Rooney got the armband,
Yeah.
video of me on Stretford Paddock, go check
Yeah.
it, full-time Devils, saying, make Johnny Evans captain right now.
Right. Okay.
You fucking idiots.
And they didn't listen to you, but...
And I'm going to bring that out. The remix is coming out.
So do you reckon...
2.0.
Yeah. To bring,
Might as well be captain.
now. Yeah.
Might as well be captain.
Just
And I tweeted him for that.
one final youngster.
Go on.
Ahmad Diallo.
Yeah, the forgotten man.
Yeah.
He's the injured man.
Back
Smashed
soon.
it. Smashed it at Sunderland. Do you think he's got a chance
Yeah.
of getting games there now with everything that's going
You know,
on?
I hate
especially
that he
the
did
fact
well for Sunderland. Them
that
twats.
we've got no one who can play on the right-hand side, really.
I'm not a twat, innit?
I know he's
Why?
probably better on the left, but
Sunderland.
come on.
Go on.
Sunderland aren't twats.
I didn't say they aren't. I asked you why you thought they were.
Sunderland, oh,
twats.
mate, they can do one, them. Horrible.
I hope they go down
tempering
from the
myself.
championship.
Yeah, I hope Sunderland just get folded as a
We've
club.
been so nice to them as well.
Have we?
We give them Johnny Evans,
Yeah.
Well,
Wes Brown,
Yeah.
John O'Shea, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep
Phil
going.
John
Bardsley.
O'Shea,
Keep
Phil
going. You're
Bardsley,
missing the biggest
Danny
one.
Simpson.
Wes Brown, Danny Simpson,
Yeah.
Keane.
Did Welbeck go
Roy
there?
Keane,
Welbeck.
Danny of
Welbeck.
Welbeck,
Yeah.
Dwight York.
Eh?
Fuck.
Dwight York went and played central midfield for him.
Yeah. Fucking
I think
twat.
we give him Kieran Richardson.
You said Roy
Am I
Keane, didn't you?
imagining that?
Kieran Richardson,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Roy Keane,
You're talking about
Andy
the best
Carroll?
players ever for
Andy
Manchester
Carroll, I think,
United.
as well.
and D. Cole didn't play for them, did he?
Michael Clegg.
Probably.
Cleggy.
See what I
Cleggy.
mean?
See what I mean?
We basically built that club.
Yeah.
And then they
Shit out.
Poznan in front of us. Or,
Wankers.
behind us, whatever. Yeah, so I can't be
I
doing
hope they
that.
go down.
Where are they?
Continually.
Championship.
Championship.
Are they?
They got promoted last year, didn't they?
Mate, you see
Twats in
Kieran McKenna the
Southampton,
other day?
Oh, Kieran McKenna flying, by the
2-0
way.
down against Wolves.
Flying.
It's almost
by the
like
way.
everyone that said he was a rubbish coach didn't have a clue what they're on about.
Exactly like that.
Yeah.
It's almost
Weird,
like
isn't
Ollie's coaching staff were pretty good.
Yeah.
And the scouting team wasn't too bad either.
Yeah.
We
Who
might have had
did they
fucking
recommend?
Haaland and Casado and all
What
sorts
would have
of-
happened if we didn't sign Ronaldo?
I don't think it's that.
I think about that.
I don't think it's that big a
think it
difference.
is.
Cavani scores 37 last season.
I think
His
it's
head
a
wouldn't have
massive
went.
difference.
Do you reckon?
man
Yeah.
would have gone.
Cavani might still have been here now.
Oh my God, can you imagine? I'd have an tribute back
mate,
and everything.
Mr. Bottled it from the derby. He can ball off. I'm sick of all the love he still gets.
Who?
Cavani.
Have you seen him on a horse?
Oh, good point. Yeah, all right, I'll give you that one.
Jay, play your cards right. You could be that horse.
Oh, mate.
Just think about that.
Oh, mate.
You ain't saying nay to that. No. Oh, yeah. No one's turning that off. Now. I genuinely think the Ronaldo signing.
Have we had a better player that looked as good on a horse?
Falcao.
Oh.
Did he? Can you find me a picture of him in a cowboy hat, shirtless, on a horse?
We'll see what happens with Diallo.
Yeah.
One player as well who it doesn't look like we're going to see much of is Jadon Sancho. I don't think we've all discussed this together.
I'm depressed at this situation.
Is he done at United?
He's
Jay,
done.
on a genuinely serious note, he has got more chance of playing for Paddock than United.
He's an idiot.
On a
bro.
genuinely serious note, I think you're right.
He's an idiot, man. He's an idiot.
Has he lost the room?
You know what? Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You know what? I think he's an
Because I think
incredibly
we've been
talented
supportive
player.
of Jadon Sancho.
I've always have, and I always like him.
collective
I
as
don't think you need a
individuals.
caveat with that.
And I get some of the frustrations that he has at not starting. There was times where I thought Jadon Sancho should start here instead of Anthony.
I think he
although
clearly
I don't get
favoured
to see
Anthony over
training
him.
every now and then.
That's a go.
But
No, but Sancho,
Bruv,
I think that's the problem.
in your statement, you said you were like, I want to fight for the badge and all this, that, and the other. They go do it, man. What are you waiting for? Because after Manchester United, the only way is going to be down. Because no club's going to look at your previous at Dortmund, your previous with England. There was some murmurs at City and at Manchester United now and go, you know what? I'll spend 50 million on him. I'll give him 250 grand a week. And they're not going to be as big a club as Manchester United. Like, it's just simply not going to happen. You might get a move to Brighton or somewhere like that. Or, you know, like a... No, but
Not
just
with
like
that scouting.
a Europa League club or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
But you're not going to get a move
Maybe
to a Champions League.
a
All
Villa.
right, you might go back to Dortmund. Cool. Watch your ceiling there. Second place.
Who signs him in the Premier League? I can only think Chelsea, and that's at a push.
But Chelsea went to sign him, and then they went for Cole Palmer instead.
Yeah.
That's what happened with Chelsea. They were looking at him. They were looking at Emil Smith Rowe, and then they went for Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer got selected ahead of you in a transfer choice, because United would have let him go. He has to question himself, man. Can't everything be the manager's fault or the coach's fault or
I
Eric
wonder
Ten
what
Hag's
his
fault?
agency are doing.
This, I mean,
They're probably just blowing smoke up his arse. That's the
I
problem.
don't know. They're doing him a
you know.
disservice because someone needs to grip him.
I don't know if they are. I don't know if he's doing a bit of his own thing here with all this.
The problem as well is it's one of them things where something could come out, who knows what, and people will feel sorry for him and whatever. But the other thing is, this is what's happening.
Now, this is purely work.
Yeah, but regardless of anything else, your career is getting away from you.
Yeah,
whether
it
you
is.
like it or not, whether it's your fault or not, your career is slipping away here. And if you don't turn it around, it doesn't matter what excuse you end up with or whatever, you will look back on your career and go, why did I end up at Sunderland, Portsmouth,
It
whatever?
could be a case.
Like, it could be that severe if he's not careful.
It could be the case.
Winners.
But that's what I mean, he has to sort this.
Where he's fed up of things. He doesn't even want to play. You know, like when, I don't know, you see someone wants to leave their missus and their missus goes, it's fish again for tea tonight. It's, fuck this, I'm off.
Yeah.
Had enough of her. Like, what are you moaning about? Like, maybe you just gone, I need to get out of here. I don't want to play for this guy. This guy's a
Yeah.
I'm just going to blow up at anything.
But that's just not how
There's a
you...
scab we need to pull there, don't you, Jay?
You've been having a lot of fish for dinner.
I don't eat fish.
Oh, good on you.
I was just
I
making
just an analogy.
I do just think that it's
makes his own tea.
That's the problem.
like this happens in players' careers where you don't like a manager or you don't like a move or whatever, but you can't just let it explode and then expect to get another, like you said, another move to a similarly.
I'm going to toss it
level
off at
team.
United and just wait for Bayern
This has
Munich.
been, from a PR point of view,
Probably class
this is why I'd
second,
be
yeah.
very surprised if his agency were all right with this. From a PR point of view, it has been a disaster for him. Because not only is he not playing for United, any potential suitor for him will have been proper put off by all the stories doing the rounds about him. He's unfit. He's up till 3 o'clock in the morning playing FIFA or whatever it is. He doesn't turn up for training on time. He was put with Haaland, so Haaland's professionalism would rub off on him. And then when he wasn't with Haaland anymore, that's
Is that what they
ended.
call it?
Yeah, well, all right, yeah. Like, it just looks terrible. And then when you actually look at his footballing performance, you go, what's he done for 2 and a bit years? Not much.
And there's still more to come out.
Right, well, there you go. So it's just been horrible for him. And some of it, I feel sorry for him. The vast majority of this, though, he's not helped himself.
His agency probably
he's
just
not helped
think,
himself.
we can do an interview and
It's
make
going to take
people
more
feel sorry
now,
for him
right?
at some point.
And also,
then
isn't the
go,
kid on like 350k a week or whatever? So whoever's coming in for him has
That's
got
part
to
of the problem as well.
absorb
You know
that.
how complacent you must get on £300 a week.
What is he? 22 when he started earning that? Can you even
I
imagine?
mean, part
I
of
don't
that
think
problem is...
I haven't earned
being paid
375 grand in my life.
Not this month.
like put together.
No,
not even
you
close.
YouTubers do all right. Don't
Like,
give me that
and
sauce.
yet you're imagine earning that a week. Everything you've ever earned up until now, a week. What? How could you not stay up to?
Look
Might
at where
just
he's
think
going
I'll
now.
go
Look
to
where it was.
Saudi or something.
Yeah, look, a few years ago, this kid was like, everyone was calling for him to be in England
Haaland,
team.
Mbappe, Sancho as the three most up and coming talented teenagers in the world.
His
They were
last
the
season
three.
at Dortmund, he helped them win a trophy. His numbers were like a goal involvement every game.
Mm-hmm.
He was wanted by us, wanted by other clubs as well.
The
And now
sort
look at
of vibe, discussion, rating of him,
with 5.
of where he was as a player is pretty much where Bellingham's is now.
Yeah.
So people are wondering like what we get. That's what we were getting. We just signed. Basically, United just signed Bellingham. That's what we got when we got Jadon Sancho, and then Bellingham tossed it off. Is essentially what's just happened with us. I don't know why it's not in players' contracts. Maybe they wouldn't sign him if it's the case. But it should be a hefty fining thing. Like
If what for what?
Like you don't turn up for training, you lose that day's pay.
Yeah.
Because that's what happens in a job.
Yeah.
But so, just quickly on Jadon Sancho, and then we'll move on. Where do you see him in a year's time? Start with you, Joseph. This time next year, we're going to sit here and we're going to.
Maybe
That's the problem. Is it? Where does he go?
Maybe playing for Inter Milan or something.
Yeah.
I think he'll get a decent club, a Dortmund and Inter, maybe
some
even
talk of
like a
Dortmund, wasn't
PSG at a push. You know what I mean? Somewhere that's like that. But I can't. I don't think it'll still be United because I don't think he wants to be as much
40
as
million
anything.
for him
At
from
most.
Dortmund.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you see going abroad?
Go back to Dortmund.
Who in the Premier League takes him?
West Ham.
Chelsea might.
Chelsea might.
at some point.
Chelsea might.
You know, if Chelsea go Mudryk shit. Let's just get another win.
Yeah.
I don't think he goes to West Ham. I think he thinks he's above West Ham.
But then look what Chelsea
think
did
it's
to
above
Hudson
United.
Odoi and that.
Yeah.
He's been stagnated for how long? He was going to go to Bayern Munich for like 100 million not long ago.
So maybe Chelsea, Dortmund.
I'd love to see it.
I don't know.
Could someone crazy like Barcelona go for him?
Barcelona are run like a fucking
They-
absolute
they
shit
have-
show.
Your man Adama Traore.
Is there anyone we would
Nigel
want
de
for
Jong starting
Barcelona?
up front for him. Fucking hell.
Out of the blue, Napoli.
What?
Oshiman.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I'm not. I think Osimhen because he's supposedly going to be suing them over their fucking coconut fiasco.
Which was just unbelievable. We thought that was a joke.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that
too.
can't
Wait,
be real.
that's not the official account tweet, that is it?
Yeah,
it
that's what we
fucking is.
thought. Like, surely it cannot be, and it was.
I
It's
thought
just
it was
Italy,
like a
innit?
joke.
Yeah, I mean that is horrible.
So I think you go bail
Bizarre.
Osimhen out
Unbelievable.
of Italy. You have fucking Haaland and Osimhen, and you win the fucking lot.
Who's getting Haaland and
By the lot, I mean
Hojlund.
another League Cup.
Oh, Hojlund.
I'd love to see him starting for United. He's turned it around. I
I
don't
want to see
wanna-
players do well
That's
for
what I
us.
mean. Like,
Jadon Sancho at his best at Man United would be a dream.
imagine
Yeah.
as well,
I don't think it's
Hojlund and
gonna
Rashford running off him.
It's
He's
not
not
gonna
actually
happen.
making moves in front of him. Mount running in behind.
It's
Like,
gone too far now. He's refusing to apologise. The chances that he apologises, I think, are
Pretty
probably
high.
50-50.
Yeah.
The chances that he apologises, fixes his shit, and actually goes and does this, I do not have the faith in
Just
him.
on that, one final question. Do you think this is this is causing problems in the dressing room then? Because he's got mates, hasn't he?
No.
Wan-Bissaka's his pal. Rashford's
People
his
are
pal.
going to him, what are you doing, you idiot?
Was that not causing problems itself?
How is
like-
that going to cause
Like,
problems?
because if that's
I don't
your
think
pal
so.
and you're like,
No,
bro,
but I
what
don't
you
think
doing?
my problems, I don't think anyone's going, I can't be asked with this manager because of how he's
Right,
treated
no, right.
Sancho.
So you think it's just?
I think it's more of a thing where they're going.
I just
lad,
wondered whether when's getting
they'll know
book your
settled
ideas
by
up.
all.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
But they'll know things that we don't, and they'll have heard those things from Jadon Sancho. Like everyone has, when you work at a company, you've got your mate who you slag off the boss with.
Yeah.
And even if you work hard and you get everything done, you still have a reason not to like the boss because they're the boss. So Sancho and whoever his mates are will probably have a little, here's what we don't like about Ten Hag list anyway, because you just do. So maybe he has got some people who understand his situation a bit better or have heard it from him. I don't think that you're necessarily wrong in thinking that some people might be going, I don't like how this Sancho thing's
Because
unfolding,
like, if
and
you're
I
close,
feel bad
like,
for my mate.
Yeah, because like Rashford's quite close. I
think Rashford-
he's a bit like, not saying he's fallen out with Ten Hag or whatever, but it might be just a bit unsettling for him. He's got his pal there who's training on his own.
Well, the
who's-
latest link is
they've been through a lot together as well. When you look at all the nonsense they got through England,
Euros.
and then it's like
Talking about a leak, did you hear the booze? Dean Anderson over there. That was
Good.
funny.
I was wondering about that because I was at the game.
the latest leak was that Rashford's one of the ones that's had a go at him about his attitude and stuff.
Oh, I hope so.
And if that's the case, because I think he is the closest person to him in the squad, if the person that likes you the most is having a go at you, I think you know you're in the wrong. Like I don't think it's causing massive dramas in the dressing room. I just think there's so much fucking noise in that dressing room. Whether it's what's going on with Anthony, what's going on with Sancho, fucking Maguire's agent trying to fucking put the fires out that Gareth Southgate started with England and this, that and the other.
All the injuries.
All the fucking injuries. Yeah. Every other thing that's going on, the ownership, the lot, like, it must be a fucking nightmare.
I also think footballers are very selfish. It's all very, as long as I'm playing, I couldn't give two shiny shits. Unless it's like loads of people in the dressing room. But if it's just one, you're like...
Well, we need, you know what?
You think Pilistri's sad that Sancho's not about? He's like, all right, sound wicked, let's go.
Give me a shirt.
Yeah, give me a shirt, bro.
We wanted Eriksen to be that guy, that disciplinarian.
We have
he
to.
is being, so... Yeah. You know what I mean? What we're going to do is sack another manager and side with players again, man. Come on. On that note, we're going to leave it at that. Joe,
by the way, can I just say, though, everyone gets onto Anthony Martial's back. He must be really hard working if he's still here. Imagine.
Also,
or couldn't pass a medical anywhere else.
Pulling his weight in training.
Have to come with a cynicism.
The manager would have stuck him in the reserves if it was
the realism.
Crap, all right.
We don't want realism on this channel, Sunshine.
Sancho wasn't turning up for training. Anthony Martial was there, but he was in the physio room.
No, he was there, working his arse off.
Really?
Scoring
Rocky
goals.
tunes on? Yeah. Sweatbands? Was he bollocks?
Armbands.
You know, I know it's like everyone likes Martial, you know. Casemiro loves him. He was first over to Hannibal at the end of the game. I think he's a real leader in that dressing room.
Mate, do you know what? We're going to end on a high. Love that. Or end on being high. Right. This has been Off the Bar. That's been Stephen Howson. That's been Adam McCullough. That's been Joe Smith. I'm Jay Marty. Don't forget to hit like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.